Okay, so we're here with the one and only, the amazing, my wonderful friend Jason Seiler, illustrator extraordinaire, and very, very high in demand for especially editorial illustrations, caricatures, and portraits. I just wanted to take some time to talk about your wonderful painting that you did for the New York Observer, Mark Ruffalo. So let's start off with just what stands out as Mark Ruffalo. What do you feel his face really says?
Uh, yeah, I mean, basically, you've got to. The first thing that I do that I think of is I got to find something. I got to find references that are iconic, that feel like the person 100%, not just some like tabloid type picture of the person. It's got to be something that when I personally see it, I feel, oh, that's 100%. That's what I think of in my head. That's who I see in my head. So. Once that's done, a lot of times, editors will send you the pictures that they like, and sometimes I find my own, and sometimes I ask them what they think. So it's a back and forth. But once we're settled on references that we like, then I start the sketch, and um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
And for Mark Ruffalo, there's definitely this quiet intensity about his eyes, especially, right?
Hmm.
That's what's always kind of stood out to me. I feel like that's probably why they chose him to be the Hulk, right?
But yeah, I think that's true. I mean, he's not like your typical handsome Hollywood guy. Even though he gets a lot of romantic roles as well, but there's something about him that's rugged and rough, but still very kind. And I think that's perfect for the Hulk because it's good for that emotion.
Let's move on to the drawing here. So you supplied us with your wonderful initial drawing. Now there's a lot of things in here that are meticulously, you know, drawn out. For example, the eyes, the shape of the nose, the lips. There's a lot of little intricacies there. But then there's a lot of kind of like sketch language that you'll put in there, where, for example, the side of the head is divided by a single line, right? The highlight on the nose, there's a general little circle there to indicate the uh, the highlight on the nose.
Mhm.
What are the things that you want to really make sure are accurate when you're doing your drawing um, for your final painting?
What's important is that when you want to get the angle of the head right. You want to make sure that you're accurately getting that angle right. You want to make sure that the head is it tilted up or down? Are we seeing more of the bottom of his face or the top part? Which side of the face are we seeing more of? That kind of a thing. So once that's established, and it's very very crude. I wish I had a version. I never keep those versions because that's it's just very very like just like cylinders and that kind of shapes. So just suggestions of where the eyes are going to go. I want to make sure that I have those measurements right. Once I have the eyes and the nose and the mouth pretty close to what they're going to be, all I do then is I just measure, um, uh, where everything else is going to go. So basically, the head is basically split with. You can think of like a line going through the eyes, bottom of nose, bottom of chin, and then hairline. Um, so that's a good rule of follow. But with Mark Ruffalo, his hairline is actually way higher up, so you can't really judge it off that exactly. So I basically work from the eyes. That's my measurement. So um, when it comes to the forehead, I pretty much it's all feeling. Like I feel like it's going to be this high. And so a lot of those suggestions that you talked about on the face, like the highlight in the nose and a couple of the marks that are on the face, those are just for me personally.
Great. And now we're going on to your work in progress here. You started
Hmm.
off with the color red. What are the
Hmm.
thoughts here in your underpainting? Starting from using that color red.
Yeah, I like to have an underpainting most of the time. I don't like to start with white. Uh, I picked the color scheme basically off of the Incredible Hulk because he's green, and this article had nothing to do with the Hulk. It had to do with him being a father for a Father's Day image or article about him. But because that's what I associate him with now as the Hulk, I decided that I would base his skin tones all off of greens which automatically meant that I wanted some intense red because it was going to just be powerful and really make it pop. So the first thing I did is I laid everything down with red, and I don't fill it in with a filler. I have a painterly brush that's got like texture feeling to it, and so I block the whole thing in by hand instead of just filling it because I want to see some of those colors building texture, like the white coming through the red. And then the next phase is just basically squinting my eyes and focusing on value and temperature. I'm only using, gosh, maybe I think 4 colors, and so I only use those colors throughout the whole time. So no matter what I do, there's going to be an automatic harmony.
And then we move on to the final
Yeah.
painting. So in this final painting, you can see that there are parts in it that are very nicely detailed, and other parts which are really scratchy and cool. Um, Maybe we could just talk about the whole idea of seeing some brush marks versus very rendered out stuff. Like, how do you decide?
Well, that's just personal aesthetics, really. I'm a big fan of Sargent and Zorn, and I know my work doesn't really look like theirs because I'm Seiler. um, but I love their work. I love their edges. I love the brushwork. I really also love the work of Jenny Saville. She's one of my favorite painters in the world. I like paintings where brushwork is very visible. It's a juicy, sexy thing, if that makes sense. Like something that's really, um, I don't know, delicious to look at. And so I focus a lot on that part of the painting. So it's not just about structure, values, temperature, accuracy and likeness. Make sure that the features are 100%. I mean, that's all important, but I think equally important is brushwork. It separates artists, and it gives you your own voice. I mean, if a few other artists did a painting of him based off of this exact same referencing that I'm using, I'm 100% sure that we'd all have different results. You know, so it's a lot of it is just my own personal, what I'm attracted to, what makes me excited. The soft edges in certain areas versus the eyes are super intense. And that's really where I did most of my focus is the eyes. Second is the mouth. Both of those areas, that's where all of the character lies. That's it. The rest of the face, it's just not really, it's important, but you have to get those parts right. And then after that, after those areas are done correctly, then it's just fun time. Then it's just having a fun time painting.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Jason. It's been very educational for all of us. And yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Awesome. Thanks.
Right on. Hey, last question, actually. So I noticed, like, from the sketch to the finish, the two pupils are different sizes.
I noticed that too when I was working on it. It's because of the shadow and the lighting.
Oh, okay.
Um, there's more light hitting his right eye. The left eye is in shadow, and so it's a little bit more dilated. I know it's really weird. When I was working on it and looking at the reference, I remember thinking that doesn't feel right, but it does feel right. It's
Yeah.
just
No, it does.
yeah. It's just again it's science. You just have to understand what you're looking at and why it looks the way it does.
Hi, this is Jason Seiler, and I'd like to invite you to check out my course, The Art of Caricature. I've been a professional caricature and portrait illustrator for many years now, working for clients such as Rolling Stone, Time, Mad Magazine, The New York Times, The Wall Street Journal, Universal Pictures, and more. Over the course of my career, I've developed my own way of drawing and painting people that have been very effective for me, and in my course, I will share them with you. I'll take you along with me as I create caricatures of friends of mine as well as celebrities. I'll show you how I analyze a face and how I capture the essence and character and much more. I will also cover painting and the importance of understanding values. You will see my approaches and techniques exactly as I apply them in my own projects. In addition to the video lectures every week, you will be given an assignment which will take you between 4 to 10 hours to finish depending on your skill level. After you finish your assignment, you will upload them to me along with any questions or comments that you may have, and I will review them and record a personalized response video just for you. The great thing about this course is that every student will receive one-on-one attention from me. I will break down what I think you did well and work with you on what I feel could be better. Once you've received your critique video, you'll be able to visit the forums and view everyone else's critiques and get multiple points of view on the assignments. And this way, it will be just like a virtual workshop where we can all learn together. My hope and goal is to get the best out of you, to help you grow and develop as an artist. This is not just a course about caricature. If you want to develop as an artist, and if you love drawing people and care about capturing their character and essence, then I think this course will have a lot to offer you. Spaces are limited, as I only accept 15 students per session. Sign up today.